BSL. And 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, welcome back. Big thanks to IRK Aggie for that sick intro video. The production value, of course, incredibly on point for this season of BSL. Big thanks to everybody for tuning in as well, supporting us here. I'm Rapid, I'm here with Ziggy, and if you missed the first set of games, pretty surprising. Last couple of games, I didn't see any of that coming. So watch that, be amazed. It's the greatest show on earth.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those two last series with Seriosity definitely didn't go the way either one of us expected them.
For sure.
You know, a big tournament favorite, Nyoken, is now out. You know, somebody that we, on paper, expected to get quite far in this tournament, especially, you know, having come back from Canada, where he took second place in the DreamHack tournament, having finished BSL6 with a top 8 finish likewise. You know, that's something that speaks volume.
Yeah.
And I would definitely say that Nyoken was one of the people to get out of that group, you know, either in first or second place.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case. So
Seriosity wins the Icarus Award. He has success. He flies, but he flies too close to the sun and then takes a nosedive there at the end. Yeah. So we finished Group A, and that means that we're moving on to Group B. And that means that we have to show you Group B so that you can see who's playing in it, and then we can talk about all of them. And I would say that Group B is maybe a little bit of a wild card. I don't know totally who to predict to advance out of this because it does feature players that you might be a little bit less familiar with, and overall less players that have advanced really deep on into the tournament. I would say GosuDark, the first player that we're going to get a chance to watch from Peru, is a player that is still developing. I think he can still get a lot better because obviously Peru is kind of the esports country for StarCraft 1 in South America. Peru and Chile, respectively, both so many good players. So this is where we get a chance to find out you know, how good they really are. We've already had Terror advance. Now let's see what else South America has to offer.
Yeah, plenty of good players hailing from the South American region, and plenty of players that I'm personally not particularly familiar with because I don't necessarily get to see them play, don't get to play against them on the European ladder as well. So, I mean, anything goes today. I'm ready to be surprised. We've got plenty of Protoss players in this group. So I'm looking forward to this this display of masochism.
Yeah, well, we
inbound.
are going to see plenty of PvP. GosuDark versus Tech, of course, our first PvP. And then coming up after that, we'll have Favorite versus Ultra. If you guys are familiar with them, Favorite, of course, plays quite frequently in STPL, and Ultra played a couple seasons ago in BSL as well, if you might remember that. Or maybe you watch all of these South American StarCraft 1 tournaments. And there are quite a few. Also, a lot of the players just stream, so if you're interested in that, then go check it out. I learned Mexican Spanish as my second language, and every once in a while, I'll watch like these Peruvian players in their streams, and I'm just like, this does not sound like what I learned at all. So it's a very tight-knit community that they have down there in South America, but it's keeping Brood War alive somewhere in the world. So I am a big fan of that. That means that we're ready to go into our first series, which is GosuDark versus Tech on Ground Zero. And here we are. The map is Ground Zero, and in the upper right-hand corner, in the green, I always used to say playing for DM because I'm used to casting STPL, but he is on Team DM, but he is playing for himself in BSL. This is Tech.
And his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner as the yellow Protoss is GosuDark. Playing likewise, well, for a different team, playing for Seoul. One of the hybrid teams we have, half Korean, half foreign, basically.
Well, I mean, before you say half foreign, it's just like, it's like some Peruvians and Koreans. And like, I feel like some of the Peruvians do like the heavy lifting during the middle of the tournament. And then like the Koreans just come in and like smack people down when it matters and like, you know, the playoffs or whatever. It certainly happened a lot in STPL.
So recently acquired Bonith, by the way. This is
Really?
Yep.
Okay,
We lost Bonnet to Soul. So our lineup.
How
I'm
dare
speaking of
he?
networks. I'm speaking
the
of network, yeah.
traitor. Man, Solar's like the New York Yankees of Brood War. They're just out there. Fujikura's like got his checkbook open and he's like, all right, name your price. We're gonna see Flash join Soul pretty soon. It's gonna be sick.
I'd love to see that happen. I'd love to see that happen. And
they gotta win a few more
Flash
seasons to afford that.
Well,
well,
do you have anything clever to say about PvP? Because I have absolutely no idea what to expect from both these players. I reckon neither of them have the same star sense as Bisu or Rain in this particular matchup.
well,
So
let's
it might get a little bit random.
Let's not set our sights too low here, or too high rather. I would say that at least for between these players, I would say GosuDark has the better BSL stats, but Tech has maybe the better STPL performances. I'm not totally sure on those stats, so if you go on and check that and prove me wrong, go for it. But I would say as far as the builds are concerned, it's not going to be anything crazy on either side, just standard starts on for both players.
Rapid, we're on the internet. It doesn't matter what stats you bring up. People are either going to smack them down or believe them without checking. So you can say whatever you want. I mean, you can say literally whatever you want. DM Tech probably has a 100% win ratio in every single matchup. As far
Nice.
as then,
I'm just going to build the best player narrative that I possibly can.
No one's going to check that. No one's going
I'm
to check
sure
my
it's
claim.
going to work out. What could possibly go wrong? So one of the reasons that we're just kind of bantering here for a little bit is because the builds are identical. So surprise! Actually, now that I mention it, can you skip no, nobody's skipping Zealots here. That's against the rules. If you skip Zealots in PvP, like, you will lose more games than you will win, 1000%.
That's a bold claim. What if somebody actually does that? What if somebody actually
Skipping
does...
Zealots is just like, that's why you're trying to win because you cut corners, not win because you're good. And I feel like at that point you're already admitting defeat, or at least like you're not going to progress anymore. But if you're both and then you cut corners, then that's a different story. As is both players having almost exactly the same. Oh no way! By that's insane! Oh my god. Okay, well he's gonna scout the spinning on the cybernetics core. Did he just start that when the probe ran by? I think that might still be fake.
I'm not 100% sure.
So he started this.
I mean, that probe slipping in is definitely a big deal.
Yeah. Does he cancel this now? Probably not. Actually, I think once you're forced to commit to it, it's like, well, might as well go for it. But hey, on the other side, dare I say, a Templar Archives being warped in.
Some invisible boys are about to come out.
I think you may possibly be correct about that.
Yep.
And GosuDark has not been scouted, so they will be surprised.
Now, where is Tech's money going? Because he's got plenty of gas here. It feels like he's... Oh, all right. There's the rover facility.
Oh.
So yeah, we're probably going to see that observatory being thrown down soon thereafter as well. I mean, it feels like he's going to go for a slightly more defensive play, right? He's not going to risk going straight into Reavers here. Because he hasn't scouted his opponent. There could be literally anything happening in the main base. He could be going for Arbiters by now.
Right, but if you don't know what your opponent's going for, you have to assume that it's what would hurt you the most. And currently that would be lots of Dark Templary boys. But he is going for the Robo here. And so Tech should be okay. I mean, you still got to build the observatory. It's a big map. They're cross spawns. So I think things are going to just even out. That's my expert analysis there.
Yeah, there's plenty of time for him to still
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
The wonders of cross position on... this is actually a fantastically large map. I actually really underestimated this because I think previously, like, Circuit Breaker is probably one of our bigger maps. This isn't like the biggest of the big, but it's way wide open. Like, once you get out on the map from your natural, you just got a lot of nothing but lava. The floor is literally lava.
Nothing but lava, yeah. Well, at least the map doesn't want to kill you, so that's good. It's not the kind of lava you get in StarCraft 2 campaign.
No.
Right?
Dude,
Not
that's the sickest mechanic. Where's my pro games that have lava rising up from the floor to cover the low
Please
ground?
don't give people ideas, the things that have been happening nowadays in the map-making community.
Blizzard Balance Team, where is the next step in pro play? Environmental triggers, give it to me.
Where's the observer? There's no
yeah,
observer
where is
just
the
yet.
observer?
He's gonna get this dark boy is gonna get a couple of kills. This invisible boy.
Well, I
is
mean, great
doing
job
work,
blocking the
putting in
ramp
work,
because it's
yeah.
better to lose a couple of dragoons than to lose basically all things. And he went for wait, no way, he went for shuttle first. Oof.
Yeah, but
That
now
is-
he's gonna be 3 dragoons behind his opponent, and that's a
Yeah.
lot. That's a lot when you're both on 2 gateways, and your
Well,
gateway. Oh, sorry, his opponent is on 3 gateways. So now a massive dragoon push could literally end the game here.
No way he saves his DT. Oh, DTs take what? Half. I think DTs take half damage from dragoon shots, because it's explosive damage, so it's not gonna deal full damage to them.
Is it? I've never actually bothered with the technicalities
Yeah,
here. With the
yeah, I believe they
minutia.
take half damage. So I only know that because I said they took full damage, and I got 4-paragraph Twitter DM of somebody explaining to me that they take half damage. I'm like, oh, okay, my dude. Like, you could have just linked me to Liquipedia, but sick. Now I know.
Yeah. I mean, this is something that I know, but I've never really bothered to memorize the minutia of the damage and how it works in the game. I just remember how many shots it might take.
Yeah.
It's much easier than doing the math.
Well, anyway, you are correct. Being behind your dragoons means that you lose the game, and that's what's happening right now. So, also, the scariest thing that you can ever do in StarCraft 1 PvP is build a Nexus. Like, it's just petrifying, because all of a sudden, you go from being even on every fight to losing every fight, and somehow you have to hold on. Reavers are a great way to do it. Did he forget to build a Scarab, or could he just not pick it up? Oh, he's gonna drop the Reaver! Oh my god, but now the Reaver gonna get focused down. One Scarab comes out, it booms 2 dragoons, but that's not enough. And GG Tech taps out the DT boy, the GosuDark.
Yeah, the game kind of spiraled out of control after that DT killed literally 3 dragoons and a zealot. And then it allowed, I mean, he had 3 gateways against 2 gateways. That's easy math. 3 beats 2, right? That's how it works. That's what I've been taught. 3 is more than 2. And then maybe if the Reaver had come out earlier, right? Because it was relatively late. It wasn't even in the natural ready to defend, right? As soon as when the army was approaching the natural, that Reaver had only just popped out. Mm-hmm. So it feels like it just, even if it was there, it wasn't in position. So
I love the post-game stats for me are super interesting because the structures and resources tabs are identical, but units are like almost 50% advantage, like 100% advantage. Yeah, doubling for GosuDark because he just got so much value off of that first DT. Really, really well played. I guess when you put Dark in your name and you're a Protoss player, you probably better build some DTs. So living up to the name, GosuDark advances on to the winners match. That means coming up we have our next match. There we go. Our next match in Group B, which is going to be between Favorite and Ultra, if I'm not mistaken.
So we're going to have a PvT. I'm a little baffled by the decision to go for a shuttle first, right before the observer. When you've got an observatory and you literally don't know what's going on. You're literally in the dark. You need something, right, to confirm that you're indeed safe. So I'm not exactly sure why he made that decision to go for the shuttle first. But maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we are talking about Favorite and Ultra for our second game. Ilya Hulsman. I don't know. I think as far as name battles go, Nelson Cespedes is way up there. So also Ultra, I think just a fantastic player. You got their seeds, I guess, but I don't know how much you can really look into that. They're both about the same MMR. It looks like MMA. It's like, are these physical fighters here? No, they fight digitally.
They're gonna get pitted against each other in a digital octagon.
These are cyber athletes that are battling it out in cyberspace for your amusement here. So, this is like you said, a PvT. We already got a chance to see one of these, and surprisingly, Protoss player came out on top with Seriosity taking out Nyokin earlier, and then of course falling to Terror. But I actually think anything could happen here. I don't know what to expect, so there's only one way to find out, and that's by heading on to Power Bond for our first game.
We're gonna have that PvT, so no more PvP shenanigans. Hoping for a long game, hoping for something to satisfy our need for StarCraft here, because game was quick. That game was quick.
I mean, it's PvP, so like half the
Yeah.
time the game just ends anyway. It's like I have 4 dragoons and you have 3. Well, guess the game's over. So it wasn't quite that simple there, but I'm still ready to go. So let's get into game number 2 of group number B here on day number 1 of BSL Season 7. And here we are in the upper right-hand corner of the map, Powerbod. Its favorite.
His opponent in the 6 o'clock position as the red Terran. We've got Ultra. Can you feel the power?
How are you gonna name yourself Ultra, but then not like either play the music festival race or the Zerg race and build Ultralists? I don't know. I feel like you're not really thinking that one through. But
The
maybe
music
he's just
festival race?
yeah. Wait, have you never been to an Ultra? Oh my gosh.
No.
UMF Ultra Music Festival, the greatest one out. No, I'm not trying to plug too many non-endemic sponsors here, but I'm
What
just
kind
saying.
of music is that? What kind of music
It's like
is that?
it's like one of the biggest EDM festivals in the world. It's super sick.
well.
They have a huge one out here in Seoul, so
I'm a metalhead. I'm a metalhead, so for me, the go-to festival is
Yeah.
Wacken.
well, oh yeah, oh dude, oh, don't even get me started. I'm gonna go to Wacken or The Gathering at least once in my life. It's a goal, so it's got to happen at least once. But I'm super jealous at your proximity to Finland. Yeah, I'm way far away from that. But for the most part, what I was trying to say is that Ultra, I want to see him build Ultralists. Maybe you can like do a Terran mind control or something. I don't know, race
I
swap or
don't
something.
think that's a thing.
No.
I don't know.
Let's talk about the
Right.
game for a second. Pretty pretty standard on both sides. We're not seeing fast expand from either player, so no shenaniganry.
Yeah, we're going to see how this game goes. I mean, Ultra going for that gas. So no single Terran today playing as Protoss has actually decided to go for that gasless expansion. All of them opting to create that access to this coveted resource and get that factory up as quickly as possible. We'll see what he chooses to do with that. Is that going to be a defensive siege expand? Is that going to be a fake double like the one Terra tried to do against Curiosity? Let's wait and see. Oh, Favorite's actually going for a very quick expansion himself.
Yeah, when I said there's no fast expand, I should have waited for a second, because this is pretty fast. You don't actually have anything to hold on against this. So if you are getting some sort of stupid proxy, then yes, you will just die. So that is maybe a little bit risky, but I like to see that Ultra is playing kind of more safely behind this. But yeah, I agree. The FD push is definitely not as popular as it used to be, but it's still something you have to watch out for sure.
Yeah, so he's pulled SCVs out of gas and he actually scouted in the wrong direction. I feel like if he'd gone to the top right, that would have definitely made it easier for him to make decisions regarding his mid-game and his transition to the mid-game. But for the timing, like, he's obviously still in the dark. He still hasn't confirmed that his opponent has gone for that super quick Nexus. So he's not going to have as easy a time of attacking if that's something that he was hoping to do. For the time being, he's still making Marines. He still doesn't know what his opponent is doing. I imagine that upon seeing this Nexus, he's going to cancel the Marines? No, he's still actually making them. Is he going to put SCVs back in the gas? No, it looks like he's going to accept his fate, then go for a slightly delayed command center. Or delayed in comparison to the Nexus, of course, because everything is still standard on the other side of the map for the Terran player.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a CC. Oh yeah, there it is. So CC coming down in the base. This is a very safe way to play for Ultra. He walls on the high ground with Marines in front and is building a CC on the high ground too. This guy is not taking any risks.
Well, I think he's actually trying to keep his opponent in the dark, because as you can see, Favorite hasn't actually scouted his opponent. He hasn't checked anything. And I'm not exactly sure if a unit that gets on the ramp spots that command center. I'm not exactly sure if that's within the vision range. So
Well, you might have a point there.
are we going to see that in a moment because we've got a zealot coming up? I'm going to keep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and put my view on Ultra or on favorites view to see if when this zealot comes through, he sees it. Let's see. Can he see the command center? No. Nice.
How am I this smart? Seriously.
You got it. That's why we're paying you the big BSL bucks.
Oh yeah. Right.
But
so
for the most part, yeah, that's what I'm wondering is like, where do you go after that? Do you say, well, I really need to see what's up there, and go for like an early observer, or do you just try to put on pressure? Because you know, there's always that play that Protoss players make where they put their Dragoons at the front of the Terran base and wait for siege mode to finish, right?
Yeah. I'm surprised he's actually gone for a third gateway here instead of a robo, because it feels like it has potential to turn into aggression, but it's not as defensive. And not having actually confirmed what your opponent is doing, you would probably think that going for a robo here was the safer option. Now, Favor is going to come out. He's going to see the command center, so this 3 gateway build might actually work out in the long run. Yeah, the first tank is now getting sieged up. So a very defensive opening from Ultra. It feels overly defensive given what the Protoss has gone for, but I mean, it's the right call. I think it's the right call here for the Terran player.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's like, so you play defensively, and now you're being attacked. So, time to put that defensiveness to use. Wow, is he going to lose all of these SCVs? That's a lot of damage. Oh, yep. That's actually a lot of damage, and he's not even going to lose all of the Dragoons either. So,
yeah, so trading...
last hit.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, 2 Dragoons for 4 SCVs, I'm not sure, but 1 Dragoon for 4 SCVs is definitely a decent trade for the Protoss player. So right now, I think they're relatively even. I think the key for Ultra here is that he didn't lose a single tank. And there was definitely that threat of those 3 Dragoons jumping on top of a single tank when there was only one sieged up at the top of the ramp. So definitely, he's got that going for him, that he didn't lose any single siege tank.
Yeah, I mean, tanks are the only thing that keeps the Terran player alive. It's really weird because people like to talk about, you know, how strong tanks are, and obviously they are strong. But if they didn't exist, or if they were like too weak, then Terran just like wouldn't be able to play StarCraft at all. So it's a fine line we walk when we talk about the siege tank. They're very polarizing units. But Terran, Protoss player favorite, already expanding again, and then maybe again. So he's really powering out there on the map. I feel like it took Curiosity like, I don't know, 10 minutes to get his 3rd base out there, but we are way fast forwarding.
So basically, Ultra is playing the exact same build that Naokan was playing on Sylphid against Curiosity. He hasn't yet scouted his opponent. He's got 2 scanners. He's got plenty of energy on those comsat stations. He still hasn't confirmed what his opponent is doing. So we're basically probably going to be seeing the same follow-up as we saw Naokan do. We're going to see a 3rd command center. We're going to see 4 Goliaths probably coming out of that 2nd factory, and a very strong push on +2, +1 when the Terran is maxed out. He's not making any more SCVs, probably around the 14-15 minute mark, something along those lines, maybe even earlier, depending on how quickly Ultra actually takes his 3rd base.
I mean, when is he going to go for that? I don't think we've seen a 3rd CC, right?
It's going to come up, it's probably the next building here. And then you throw down a starport.
All right, I'm holding you to it. If it's not the next building, you are fired forever.
All right.
You're canceled.
I've
Where's
only
the
been
next
booked for 1 gig here.
Oh
no,
oh,
it's a
supply depot.
All right, folks, it was fun. See you later.
Out of here. How dare you not predict the supply depot being the next unit? Okay, maybe it's the next building. We'll give you a second chance. He's gonna build another.
Yeah, but basically, it's gonna be a command center now, and then a starport, so that you get your upgrades lined up. Does he need a science facility? Oh, there's the starport. Wow.
Yeah, in the 3rd Protoss, in the Protoss 3rd base, he misrallied his probes, so they're actually just chilling up there instead of mining. Oof,
no.
A heartbreaker right there. Finally going back to mine. But you're right, the starport is on the way, so we are going to be moving up the tech tree, not just the factory spam I was wishing for.
Where's the command center? It's really late. It feels late. Oh, he's actually going for his 2nd machine shop before. Wow.
Ooh.
But yeah, he should be coming up here. He's only got 2 Goliaths as well. I think he's confirmed that there's no Robo Bay. He must have, right? He must have scanned. No, he's actually got plenty of energy on his scanners. He's only now scanning. I can hear the scanner spinning away somewhere. Oh, he was actually fishing for that observer, I think.
I think so. I think that's what it was.
I'm not sure. But basically, he's still on 2 Goliaths, and you obviously need 4 to 2-shot shuttles. Oh, he's not going for a third CC. He's adding 2 more factories. Wow.
What is happening here? Okay.
Baffled.
How after playing so safely do you decide to just go up to 4 facts and start like pumping it out? Because he also has that starport, which I haven't seen do anything.
Yeah, it has to be a 6 factory push, but I mean, a 6 factory push was what, +2 +1? I mean, maybe that's the plan here, because he's going up to 5 factories. He's still on 2 bases.
I thought he was going to build that starport and like pump a wraith out of it or something like that, but he's just going to use it for science vessels. So, this is.
You mainly need the starport to start the science facility, so +2 and +1 get lined up perfectly. And the wraith wasn't really necessary because he had Goliaths anyway, and he stopped producing them, so he recognized that he didn't need more than 2.
Wow, a look into the mind of a Terran player. Thanks, Siggy.
Well, I'm thinking. That's what I think. That's what I'm guessing here.
Okay.
He's actually going up to 7 factories.
Maybe it's what he thinks as well. Here comes the observer in. And obviously this is going to see everything. It's like, wow, that is quite the number of, scan, snipe the observer, and boom goes the dynamite. Nice.
So now he's going to cancel those 2 factories and shoot down 2 of the existing ones to fool his opponent into thinking that this is a 7th factory push. But he's going to put down 2 command centers. I think I've broken the Enigma code here. That's how it feels.
You may just have gone and done it. You'll know exactly where those U-boats are. The real, I guess, eventuality is that sooner or later, especially once these upgrades finish, Ultra is going to be moving out. And for Favorite, it's time to maybe put the Expo game on hold. I don't know if he's going to be looking for a 4th here pretty soon, or what. He actually does have the money for it and a probe in position on the left-hand side of the map. So.
Yeah, I don't think you want to go for it. I think you just want to pump out units because you've still got the stronger economy. Obviously, you're not going to be able to catch up in terms of the upgrades because he's got +1 attack on the way, whereas the Terran has +2, +1 halfway done. So I think just mass units and get that Arbiter up and try and get those stasis. Because he's got stasis already, he's now researching recall as well. I'm not sure he needs that recall, actually. I think he could put that money into units or a 4th base because you've got stasis anyway. The Terran is looking to fight, so you're probably going to have to fight anyway, right? That's how I'm thinking.
I think that I am also thinking how you are thinking. So good job.
That's good. It's good we're on the same page.
My thing is like, where my zealots at? What do we have? 5 zealots? We have 6 zealots? I feel like you may need a couple zealots more. This is quite a few siege tanks, my dude. Like,
yeah, I hope this doesn't end like Terror against Curiosity.
Like Terror's for Curiosity. Like you go towards it and then you surrender before like the first shot is fired. And like, ugh, I don't know about that. But I love what Favorite's doing. He's splitting his army apart so that if Ultra does decide to unsiege and move out, he's gonna get pincered and destroyed. So.
Oh well, there's not that many units, and there's only Dragoons here. There's not that many zones that could tank the
Where
damage.
did this? Yeah, there just aren't that many zealots at. Oh, they're all at home.
Yeah, but it's still not that many. I mean, well, granted, he's nearly maxed out, so there's not that much room. There we go. There's more zealots now coming out of the gateways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Ultra. This certainly isn't a situation I'd want to find myself in. He's now getting +2, +1, only about to finish in just a couple of seconds. He's got a massive army. That's 162 supply, but he's got everything riding on this one attack. If this attack doesn't end the game, then, I mean, he might as well just leave. Because I don't really see him coming back into this game if this attack fails.
That's right. Well, he is about to hit those upgrades in just a second. There it is. +2 weapons finished, +1 armor finishing in 3, 2, 1. And, okay, soon. But he's starting to push out. Forcing sieges is exactly what Favorite needs to do right now. I don't think he can. I think this Terran army is going to infinity and beyond, all the way into the natural or the 3rd base.
Yeah, the Pros player trying to run around the entire bulk of the Terran army, but Ultra not falling for it. He's going to move back, so they're going to just start dancing in the middle of the map, trying to fish for a good position here. And it feels like Ultra might be able to find it. But just as I say, Favorite is once again looping around, moving towards that opening between the natural and the third.
Yeah, I thought Ultra was going to go around the other way, stop the army, and then go towards the natural, or the third base. But no, he is going in it to win it. Are we going to see, dare I say, a base trade?
Yeah, it feels like it. I think the Protoss player has recognized that he can't necessarily take the Terran army head on, because he's got inferior upgrades and he's got the inferior tech as well, or at least it feels like it. That's a good stasis at the natural, and it looks like Ultra is actually going to be going for the defense here. Yeah.
He is going to come back home, and I think he waited until the Protoss was in a position where, what are those storms? Those are not great storms at all.
There were a couple of tanks there that were blocking up the round.
I mean, yeah, but now you have nothing to stop the army when it comes back to kill you. So congratulations, you killed 3 tanks with your storms, and now you lose your whole army. So sick.
Well, he does have 4 bases, and the Terran is stuck on 2. So maybe he's got time to rebuild. I mean, look at the supply. It's 156 to 154.
You're right, but
I'm going to invoke the spirit of Johan Merlo and say, look at the supply.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
French accent.
I wonder how much of that is just in like extra workers or what. Like his natural is not mining, so that's not a base. He still has. He's way oversaturated in his main, so Favorite could do with some main arting going on there. To mention another StarCraft 2 caster in the same sentence.
But it was a different main art that came out with main arting.
True, but you know.
Yeah.
Same name. So basically, Favorite's on 2 bases right now. He has no mining at his 4th. Okay, he just started mining there, and no mining at his natural.
Well,
so
go ahead. Sorry.
No, just not that much.
I was just saying that all he was trying to do this game is avoid a head-on engagement, and well, it's knocking at this door again. So it looks like he's going to go around once again, but it doesn't feel like he's close enough to be of any threat to his opponent. There's a third building, but he's still quite far away. His natural is about to fall. His main might be cracked open as well. There's plenty of tanks sieging up. +2, +1.
Favorite super supply block too. He's down like 20 supply off of that, losing those pylons. And so he's just going to try to go for it. I think this is a good decision, but I don't know if it's going to be very successful.
Yeah, he had, as he's attacking, he was trying to defend, but it was a bit of a half-hearted attempt because he only sent like half his units, or they might have just been pulled in by the tank fire, but it looks like Favorite is falling apart on both fronts here. He's still trying, he's still got his 3rd, got his 4th, but his main is about to be cracked open. This tank seized up at the bottom of the ramp. The Terran army is knocking at the door of the Protoss player. He's getting in, he's just sealing the deal. We're just waiting for
the high ground.
Yeah.
Ultra, man, he turtle on 2 bases. Probably the best skill to have as a Terran player. And then you bust out and win the game. And obviously that's way oversimplifying it because Ultra did play that sort of mind game. Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? He pulled back, killed off Favorite's army, and now with nothing to stop him in his tracks, we are probably going to win the game. Although, wait a second, did this replay bug? Like, Ultra's not spending any money.
No, he's spending...
Okay, he just did. All right.
On my tab, okay.
Mate. Okay, he is spending money. I think the replay is definitely bugged here. Okay, all right. Yeah, I think we're gonna remake the game here pretty quickly. That was a little weird, but you didn't see anything. We'll go back to about 16 minutes and come back where we last left our heroes. So don't worry about it.
I mean,
I was so confused there because like. You know, I like to think I know a thing or two about Brood War, and I look at that, and I'm just like, something's not right here.
I mean, I didn't even notice because I was sure that Ultra was just thinking, I've won this, I'm not gonna macro.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, how are you gonna stop my army? I've got +2, +1 tanks and vultures and Goliaths literally in your main. Why would I even think of macroing, right? But yeah, good catch there, Rapid, because I certainly didn't pick up on it.
Oh, so I every once in a while, I remember I was casting with Nyokin, and we we must have cast like maybe a solid 5 minutes of a bugged replay. And we're like, why are these units going there? I don't know where that's going. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. Because the units were like just moving to random spots on the map. It didn't make any sense. Oh my gosh, that was so stupid. But I only made that mistake once, so now I'm pretty good at catching it. So now we're gonna play.
Maybe it was just Zero keeping us on our toes here. You know.
Okay, so what are we watching here? Okay, I think we're gonna start it from about like 15 minutes or so, 16 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, it looks like it. 15:55 calls now. So.
Okay, all right, guys. Pretend like you just forgot the last 2 minutes of your life, which isn't hard to do if you're stuck on a social media laden dopamine loop. So we're
or if you're
right
a goldfish.
Oh yeah, that's true. Goldfish, marmoset, something like that. We're going back into it. Here we go.
So yeah, I mean they're just sealing the deal here. I don't see how Favorite could come back into this game. He's only got one arbiter, right? It doesn't have any energy for any spells, and the Terran player is literally on top of his production here. Now he does have the full, but there's only 3 gateways there. What's his upgrades? +2 attack. Yeah, I don't think you're breaking this, because the Zealots are just slowly trickling out one by one, getting shot down by the tanks and the vultures.
Yeah, and the tanks aren't sieged, so there's no hope for like, I don't know, any collateral damage. So
yeah, no friendly fire.
Well, now they are sieging certainly, and yeah, I think everything is pretty dead.
Yeah, looks like we're just waiting for Favorite to tap out here because there's nothing clever we can actually say about this game. Ultra is going for his 3rd base in case, I don't know, somehow this army gets killed. But I really don't see that happening. We've got a couple of vultures running into the 4th, or the 3rd actually. There's only a couple of tanks here. Sorry, cannons. Ready to defend. Oh god, if the Protoss player had tanks. Imagine that.
Yeah, let's not think about that. Dwalt saying this replay is broken, but the last one was okay because the Protoss player wasn't dying. I'm like, okay, well, unfortunately, we have to, go with this replay. But maybe in an alternate reality, there's a universe where Favorite wins this game. Unfortunately, it is going to be Ultra, I believe. I mean, I'm not sure, but it certainly looks like he's doing okay this game.
Yeah, 168 supply. He's got +3 attack on his units as well. He did lose 1 armory by the looks of things. So he's not getting 2 upgrades at the same time, but really does he need to? He's getting his 4th. The Protoss player is eventually going to clear this army out, but Ultra is literally doubling his opponent in terms of supply. The 3rd base has fallen, has been broken. The probes
all the High Templar are going to get picked off.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, yeah. Speed vultures versus cannons. So now all of these probes are going to die. Are they actually going to kill the cannon off so they can kill every probe? Wow, that's hilarious.
The probes are fighting.
Oh, does he get the cannon? Yes, but he only has 1 vulture left with 1 HP, and that vulture dies. So clearly killing the probes would have been the better option there. But, I mean, hey, the next vulture run by is going to be sick.
Yeah, so our German/Russian player is clearly invoking the spirit of fantasy on a Ouija board or something, because he's still not tapping out, and I literally don't see a way back into this game. He's got 1 base worth of mining and basically 1 base worth of production, and the Terran player has +3 attack, +1 armor. I just don't see his way.
Yeah, when 3 vultures are
back
killing
into
your
this game.
nexus.
Yeah, things are wrong when vultures are killing your next site. Exactly.
Stasis 3 vultures as well. I don't know, man. It seems pretty over, but hey, you never know. I mean, actually, yes, you do know.
Yeah.
We as casters certainly know. Oh, what is this, like a 5-base Terran player? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 bases.
Four.
Okay, all right. It's only 4 bases.
Just taking his 5th. Just taking his 5th, yeah.
Oh, jeez. All right, well, I mean, I guess what Favorite is thinking is, okay, I've got this like not hidden, but like base off to the left-hand side of the map. Maybe that one works. Maybe no, I don't know.
How badly would the Terran have to mess up to lose
Look,
from this
I've
position?
seen some things, okay? I've seen worse, so let's never count it out.
I don't have a reference for Brood War when it comes to big throws like that. But
yeah.
if you've ever watched StarCraft 2, if you've ever seen MVP against Tefel, then you know what I'm talking about.
Oh gosh, the European hope. That was. Whew. That was a rough one.
That was painful to watch, and so was
That's-
this one.
That's pretty OG, but yes, you're correct.
Yeah, I mean, the Terran is now breaking another main. Like, breaking one main is not enough to win. Gotta seize the production here at the
I love the Science Vessel EMPing one High Templar.
Yeah, one
and
High
then there's
Templar.
still also a Storm from another one, but it doesn't even matter. Like, things are just so over here.
Yeah. There's literally nothing clever we can say about this.
I wish I
is
could
now
see, like...
long distance mining in the natural, so there's still hope.
Yeah, is there?
Yeah, I mean, he certainly thinks so.
I don't know about that. I feel like there's rational and irrational hope. I feel like we've got one of those here, so. Stasis on the tanks, just to be annoying, and flying into Goliaths. That's gonna do it, GG. Favorite taps out, and Ultra takes game number 2 to advance on to the winner's match.
Thank you for sparing us the rest of the game.
Yeah, he definitely could have survived at least another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And if he could have figured out how to float his Protoss buildings, he would have.
That's coming in StarCraft 3.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
All
inside.
races can float their buildings. Sick. Well, that's game number 2, and it was a little bit anticlimactic there towards the end. But hey, I think if you remember way back, Ultra turtled on 2 bases, made a very concerted push across the map. There was that sick base trade moment. Then Ultra made the choice to come back to defend, which turned out to be the right choice, and then pushed across the map for the win. So, sick, killing it.
I mean, clearly Ultra showing that he's the superior player here. Because, I mean, Favorite knew everything. He knew about everything. He got an observer into the main base. He saw 7 factories. He knew that this would be a 2-base attack, a 2-base all-in, and still kind of got outplayed. So, you know, it feels like Ultra is the stronger player here. As I've said, I'm not particularly familiar with these competitors here, except for Favorite, because he actually plays on the European server, so I get to run into him every now and then.
Right.
But I'll take your word for him actually playing in the STPL quite a lot. So you might be more familiar with him than I am. But clearly, Ultra showing that he's the superior player out of the 2. And now he's going to be going up against GosuDark, so the winner of the first map, the first PvP we had in Group B, and it's going to be on Power Bond again.
Well, Terran, our Terran player Ultra has already prepped for this matchup. He's already won 1 PvT or TVP, so now he's got TVP number 2 coming his way. But this is against GosuDark, who is maybe a little bit more aggressive. So we'll see how he handles that. He already is a very safe player, at least from what we've seen, so maybe that will continue.
Yeah, I'm expecting a conservative opening from Ultra again. You know, it definitely seemed to work out for him. But I don't suppose he's going to go for a similar all-in this time. Obviously, it will depend based on like what he scouts and how the game goes. But I don't think it's a build you want to pull out every single game. You know, it feels like it's only going to work once in a while, not every single time. So definitely not something you need to or you should rely on. Definitely need other builds in the bag.
Yeah. For sure. Well, our first game is going to be on Power Bond. I guess it's a best of 1, so our only game is going to be on Power Bond between these 2 players. GosuDark facing off against his, I don't want to say countryman, but his continent man.
Continent man.
Something like that. Ultra, I'm ready to go, so let's get into our winner's match to find out which player will be the first one to advance out of Group B. Okay, so here we are. The map is Power Bond, and we are in the upper left-hand corner in the yellow to introduce our player GosuDark.
And his opponent in the top 6, the 6 o'clock position at the bottom of the map here is Ultra, playing as the Orange Terran, having just proved his TVP prowess against Favorite.
Yeah.
We'll see if that comes to fruition again in this particular matchup.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that there's a lot of difference between the Protoss players that Ultra is playing against, but I'll just have to see. Obviously, at the very beginning of the game, unless you're going for some super crazy rush, we're probably going to be okay. So let's keep an eye on things for... I'm trying to remember. It was Terror that had that hidden base earlier against Seriosity.
Yeah,
and it didn't work. It didn't wind up working out, like kind of paying for itself, but I still love the idea. I hope we get a chance to see something like that again. But for Ultra, I think he's just going to play this super defensively once again.
Well, this is a considerably smaller map than Gladiator, so perhaps sneaking a base isn't as easy to do, isn't as easy to pull off. Obviously, we're going to have to wait and see, but as I was saying, I'm expecting a conservative Terran style, a conservative Terran opening. The way he opened up at the first map, it certainly looked like the build that Laoken was going for. So the two factory, third command center, +2/+1 push out at like 14-15 minutes in, but it turned out to be something completely different, completely, unorthodox. A 7 factory, all-in build that completely raised the Protoss, like completely wiped his entire natural, and then allowed the Terran player to close out the game. And as I was saying, it's not something that you pull out every single time. So I'm expecting that conservative 2-factory build out of the Terran player here. But it's obviously going to change depending on what he scouts. Everything that he's done so far is identical to how he did it in the first game. He's sending out the SCV at the exact same timing into the exact same location. He's got the exact same wall at the ramp. So yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see what he chooses to do based on what he scouts.
Yeah, so as far as scouting comes, here's our first indication. He's going to see the gateway. It's not extremely forward or nothing out of the ordinary. Sees the Cypher Core warping in, so yeah, business as usual. And on the other side, the probe does get denied. So no information there. And same setup on the bottom of the ramp here. So we are just going to be able to copy-paste Ultra's start from the last game into this game because it looks to be exactly the same.
Yeah, so we've got a Zealot coming across the map. He's probably going to try and apply a little bit of pressure, but, Ultra has this wall. He's confidently going to be able to micro his Marines against that particular Zealot. Even the placement of the factory, I think it's identical to how he placed it. Maybe 1 pixel to the right, because it feels like it was a little bit closer to the center of the map, but the center of the base. But yeah, everything that Ultra has done this game is identical to what he did against Favorite. He's got 3 Marines again. He's stopped Marine production here. This Zealot is not going to be able to do anything. Not going to be able to accomplish anything on the other side of the map. And yeah, we're going to see a CC being built by the Terran player as well. A machine shop coming down. So it feels like the ball is in the in the Protoss players team.
Yes.
Pause. There we go.
we got there eventually.
We got there eventually, yes.
I'm sorry, I'm starting to feel this is the first BSL that I'm coming back to after a little bit of a break between them, and so it's been a while since I've had to wake up super early in the morning.
Yeah, it must be rough. What time is it, Reno?
It's about 4:40 a.m. here. So I'm still trying to kind of feeling it a little bit. So I don't blame you. Anyway. We're getting back into the game, and we're finally trying to break through the wall here. The Dragoon enabling this, trying to target down these SCVs. Marines not targeting the Dragoon wisely enough, trying to take out the Zealot because of the high DPS. Second Dragoon coming up, though. All these Marines, they're not looking so hot.
Yeah, it's getting a bit sketchy here. The first tank is about to pop out, but there's 2 Dragoons here. Got quite high DPS, but, I don't think they're going to be able to break this. Yeah, but they've still dealt a considerable amount of damage. That was a couple of Marines. I think an SCV went down as well. You also had to factor in the fact that the Terran player had to spend money repairing supply depots, and it all adds up. It all adds up.
Yeah, and more than anything, killing off the Marines like that means that if the player pushes across the map, the function of the Marine, they're not there to deal damage, but they buffer, because they do deal DPS if you don't kill them, but they are very easy to kill, so usually they don't. So the idea is that you need them to buffer for your tanks and vultures in the back. So now if you're going to do a push with a bunch of Marines, you just can't do it because you don't have any. So you've got to spend that money, that time, resources, rebuilding them if you want to do anything with them. And GosuDark's also going to be able to see exactly when you move out with those Dragoons. So he is doing okay. But what is GosuDark doing in the upper right-hand corner of the map?
He's being sneaky. That's what he's doing. He's putting down a pylon. We haven't seen any other structures being pulled down just yet. Oh, there we go. We've got 2 Stargates.
Da, da.
Sneaky.
Okay, all right. You think you're so fancy. I mean, probably not going to be scouted, but...
I would be surprised. I would be surprised if that was scouted.
Although I would say, if I lost to this once, there's a high chance I randomly scout the opposite base in, a few games when I'm playing.
I'd like to point out one thing, and that is Ultra sticks to his game plan. Look at the positioning of the tanks. It's identical to how he actually positioned those units in the first game. One in that exact location at the top of the cliff, one at the center of the ramp. So he definitely follows a certain blueprint that he's prepared for this particular map against this particular race. And yeah, we've got a fleet beacon in the top right. We're going to be seeing those carrier boys coming out sooner than later.
Take that, Terran ability to scan. Can't scan everywhere. Watch him just like scan right there and snipe it out. That'd be a little bit insane. Imagine that.
Yeah. But we are casting from a replay, so
yeah. So I mean,
there's no talk of foul play.
That's right. It's already happened, unless there's a universe in which the past and the present are the same, and then it would be happening simultaneously. But that's not what we're doing now.
Keep your wig on, Doctor Strange.
I'm just saying, sometimes you gotta consider.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah.
No. Yeah, and stuff. Okay, so as far as the game goes, we got the carriers coming out, and if you can surprise your opponent, this is only two Stargates, so you're not going to have six carriers is like the magic number. So it's going to take 3 rounds instead of 2 rounds if there were 3 Stargates. That's how math works. So what I'm saying is it might take a little bit longer to reach that critical mass of carriers before you pull the trigger. So what's Ultra's trigger that he is going to pull in order to do something this game? I don't know if he has one, because he plays so defensively that unless he's really vigilant, and a snipe on that scouting SCV, GosuDark is going to keep Ultra in the dark.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to find out about what his opponent is doing. He's scanning now, but I'm not sure where those... All right, he landed 1 scan in the main base, but only saw 1 gateway. And so that definitely wasn't a money scan.
No.
Well...
Sometimes, and this is kind of a hallmark of ultra super mega pro players, is that they learn almost as much by what they do see as they learn by what they don't see.
Yeah, that's true, because he actually scanned the location where you would have your gateways normally.
Right.
There's no reason to put your gateways in the top part of your base, because it makes macroing harder. So maybe you're onto something, yeah.
I was super hopeful that he was going to immediately throw down an armory. And I was like, well, he's already got one, but,
Yeah, but he's adding more factories, so I think he knows that it's something, a bit dodgy.
Yeah, and he does have a starport coming up as well, and an additional armory, so what I said is basically going to come to fruition. Oh, and I love how he's moving the carriers to the absolute corner, as if you left them over the Stargates, it would somehow bamboozle the Terran player.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see till at what point does Ultra pull the trigger? Exactly what you were saying, but yeah, he knows it's carriers. He's making Goliaths. He knows. Oh, he's so good.
Yeah, what a god! And because, like I said, it's 2 Stargate, not 3, you're gonna hit the 6 carrier, breaking point much slower. So I think, 3 more factories on the way. Wow, Ultra, so smart.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like carriers are particularly strong on this map. There aren't that many ledges that you can abuse. It doesn't feel like it. Maybe you can get the one over the natural. So if GosuDark actually gets into the Terran natural before the Terran player moves out, then maybe he's going to be able to do some damage. He's scanning now. Let me check. Yeah, he's scanning the top right, but he missed. And he actually scanned in the bottom left as well, but he completely missed. all the hidden tech. There's another gate, another Stargate going up in the top right. So he's really doubling down on his carry production.
I love how the entire Protoss army has been produced out of an average of 2 gateways. I think he's up to 3 now, but
Yeah.
these carriers just take forever to build.
How many does he have now? He's got
4. He just
Yeah.
produced the second 2, so
Yeah.
good luck, my dude. I mean, although I will say that out of all of the extra factories, he has not produced Goliaths.
Oh yeah, he's actually stopped producing Goliaths.
Yeah, he has 2.
Oh wow.
Which is not enough.
No, he's got 4. But still, yeah, that's not
yeah,
enough.
no,
Yeah.
Yeah, so ideally, if he did scout this, so he never actually scouted it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's splitting vultures. I love this. So the idea is if you don't know what's going on, get something out there that shows you. So I thought he was going to maybe make that scouting wraith or whatever, but obviously that's not that great. And so he's sending this vulture scouting around. Will it find the hidden carriers?
Oh, it's getting close. It's getting close.
Da, 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 da,
No. No way.
No.
No.
Oh,
my
he was
God.
looking for bases. Ah, this is so sick.
Oh, this is going to be such a heartbreak when he finds out.
I love it.
He's still making vultures. You're a monster, Rapid. You're a monster. This is.
But like, you have to know. There's supposed to be a bunch of Protoss stuff out there, and it's just not out there.
Well, yeah. He's still
Like, where's the Protoss army? It's just non-existent. He actually did wind up building that 3rd gate or Stargate, so he is going to be going up to 7 carriers here.
Oh wow. When he finally finds out, and it's like 7 carriers. Riddle me this, Mr. Rapid.
Yeah.
Who wins? 7 carriers or 4 Goliaths? And 2 Marines.
Well,
2 Marines.
to be honest, Ziggy, like the fact that Ultra hasn't done anything this game is also not, terribly great. So like the one way to force your opponent to show you what he has is to do something, and Ultra's not doing anything. So he doesn't, like, he could do more to figure out what's going on here, and he's just not. Oh look, it's try number 2. Where's this vulture gonna go? Is he gonna scout it? No.
Oh my God.
He misses it twice.
He's just on patrol. He's patrolling.
Oh, it is on patrol. Oh wow, that's a good catch, but not good enough.
Oh, what a heartbreak. The terror in me is crying.
Here we go. We got 7 carriers. Oh, and he's going for 3 more, so this is going to be 10 carriers. I think he knows that he's successfully pulled the wool over his opponent's eyes, and that Ultra's not going to do anything. And when I started playing Brood War for the very first time, this is the way I played. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what the potential is, and so my opponent would just like mass up and kill me. This feels like kind of the same idea. Ultra's just not comfortable like pressing his any advantage that he has, because right now, and for the most of the game, his ground army has been infinitely superior. But now there's 10 carriers, so good luck. Yeah,
you definitely need to pull the trigger much earlier against carriers. You need to prevent them from snowballing. When there's like 7, when there's 10, you're not gonna be able to stop that.
Okay, so he finally figured it out. He's got 4 Goliaths on the way, and turrets are about to start because he just finished that eBay. So I think it's time, dude. Like 7 carriers is enough, right? Like that's pretty good.
You don't actually build turrets against carriers. You don't want to do that because they're weak. They're like too weak. You want to mass Goliaths.
Okay, well,
at least that's
obviously
what I've been led to believe.
Okay.
But yeah,
I just wanted any anti-air, but you're right. Goliaths are obviously what you want, not what you have here. So I think you were right. It's not a very good carrier map just in general, but I think just having randomly 10 carriers is probably going to be okay.
Yeah, obviously. I was just pointing out that you can't really abuse carriers in a traditional sense on this particular map. But the fact that he managed to hide them for that long, well, he obviously knows about them now. There's like 10 carriers floating across the map, and there's 4 Goliaths here.
Yeah, now don't throw away your Dragoons just yet, my dude. Like, obviously, we're going to run in here. He's actually going to lose a carrier to focus fire, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's going to lose a carrier here. So that was kind of careless or carrierless. He might actually lose 2 carriers here. Because once again, this is not a good carrier map. Although I will say that the complete lack of Goliaths now is maybe worth it.
Yeah, there's absolutely no chance of beating this army. He's making 7 Goliaths at a time, but it might be a bit too late. There's like, what, 7 carriers here, 8 carriers.
Well, the thing is, like, carriers don't win the game. They just because you built the carrier doesn't mean you win the game instantly. Like, it's not like Exodia. Like, you will have to actually kill your... Yeah, because, like, you don't have to do anything with Exodia. You get it and you win. But with carriers, you do have to do a thing with them. And so there is opportunity cost that limits their effectiveness. For instance, right now, he wants to kill this army, but he can't actually kill the army because it's just everywhere. So he's going to lose his natural expansion and his third.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, you're right. This is getting out of control here. GosuDark falling below 90 supply. He's lost another carrier here. Like, he had 10. Now he has 7. So this is really quite careless control from the Proleague player. And it feels like the Terran might actually catch up in terms of, like, how many Goliaths. They're going to get caught in the center of the map. And as I said, there's no way to hide behind the ledge. One more going to get focused down. Another one being clicked on by the Goliaths. Yeah, Ultra still has a chance. He might actually take this. He's got more Goliaths coming out.
Yeah, it's going to go from careless control to carrierless control. If he doesn't control these, maybe a little bit better. Anyway, so he has a grand total of, what is this, 5, 6 something Goliaths? I don't know.
6 carriers against, like,
or
Goliaths. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, or carriers, yes. And he actually can't reach the only pylon that's powering everything back here. Can he? Yeah, he's just going to target down that pylon. And the one carrier, like, one carrier DPS is just not that much. So good luck. He actually has a second carrier that's not doing anything, just idle right beside it. So
the carriers are going to get caught in the natural of the Proleague player. Oh no, Ultra is actually moving back, but he could kill those carriers there. Yeah.
Yeah, here it is.
Army. One going to get focused down.
How do you, man, 10 carriers.
How do you lose with 10 carriers against 4 Goliaths? That is...
Man.
Well.
That's you know, just when you think you've seen it all. You get, wow. BSL does. That's all I got to say. It really does, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. It seems like it. So Ultra is now up on 4 bases. He's got +2, +1. Yeah, I think this game's over. The Proleague player's down to 1 base. His Stargates are not powered. There's literally no way to get a probe across the map. He's trying to retake his natural, but yeah, I mean, well, that was about as anticlimactic as it could have been.
I was gonna say, what did we watch this game, Ziggy? We watched a Terran player sit in his base and do nothing. We watched
like
a
50
Protoss
minutes.
player proxy 2 starports or Stargates, not 3, and spend the entire game building up 10 carriers. And then, like was this like no rush 50 or something? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it feels like it. I mean, wow, I'm still trying to process it. I'm still trying to decide what is more anticlimactic. 10 carriers losing to 4 Goliaths, or Curiosity just deciding, all right, this is where I die, and running headlong into the into Terra's army. Oh, wow. A bit of a disappointment here. I said it would be a heartbreak for the Terran player when he finds out that there's 10 carriers. But it turns out, he just smirked and said, wow, thanks for the free game.
Yeah, the Terran's ability to build units is truly its greatest asset.
Yeah, a useful talent to you have.
Yeah, certainly. Which is, you would originally assume is building carriers, but not in this case.
The tables have been flipped.
Yes, how they have turned.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so now we get to watch carriers kind of do what Curiosity did and run straight into the Terran army and die. So here we go. It begins. They're not even all full on interceptors.
Yeah, you're right. He's rebuilding.
Yeah, rebuilding like. Okay. And he will finally lose all of his buildings in the upper right that built the carrier. So this is it. He's got 6 carriers and a dream against Infinity Goliath.
Well, sometimes it's all you need, but not this time.
Yeah, no, not this time. No, indeed does not. So here we go. Let's watch. I mean, the carriers are not terrible, but he's not going to be able to rebuild interceptors as quickly as he's losing them. So
he has 12 minerals. 12.
Now it's 20.
Oh yeah, it's going up.
Yeah, he'll be able to afford to build an interceptor here pretty soon. There it is. He built an interceptor.
Nice.
Yeah, and now he's
I
out
can't
of
help
it.
but feel that you need more than one. If there's like 5 turrets and 20 Goliaths.
My question is, what is GosuDark doing with 300 APM?
Oh yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing, son? Oh my god, you're right. But I mean, he's trying his best. It's BSL.
I feel like this is exactly a Protoss player. It's like has 300 APM, but like
It's like literally every Protoss player meet on ladder.
there's a meme here. Somebody can find it.
We're gonna come up with it. Yeah.
I mean, look, GosuDark is pressing the attack.
There's 5 probes in the natural, and they're just about to get sniped by a vulture run by, and we're still somehow in this game.
I was wondering that about our last game too.
Yeah, maybe the replay is bugged.
Ah,
Maybe
no,
that's
you only get one. Not all the
Yeah,
replays
yeah.
can be bugged. No matter how many times we restart this, it's still gonna look the same way. I think this is just about it, right? I mean, the main base is in shambles. So what? You take out a base with your carriers. Like, they're all going to die eventually. Here we go!
He's not going to take it out. He's run out. He's literally run out of interceptors. He doesn't have any money.
Yep,
to remake.
that is going to do it.
Oh my.
These are flying paperweights right now. They're very expensive do-nothing machines. So everything's dead. And that means that we are going to be going on to our losers match next because Ultra will be our first player to advance out of Group B. Oh, he actually built 8 cloaked wraiths as well at the very end. So you get the bonus points.
I just didn't want to rub it in.
He did.
Obviously, yeah, clearly.
By the way, if I didn't kill you with my Infinity Goliaths, I could also kill you with all of my cloaked wraiths. So you know, you're gonna be okay. Wow. Well, not safe for Protoss, and maybe for players who like to have something happen in the first 10 minutes of the game. But, you know, WoW, at least you can go to sleep. You can close your eyes and say, tonight, I saw something new. Because I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, you go to sleep knowing that there are no carriers in your closet because Ultra killed literally every single one. You don't have to worry about carriers in your closet,
there are no
under
more.
your bed.
Players going to build carriers in other games and they're going to pop out and die just because that's how many carriers Ultra killed. Wow.
That was, wow. I'm struggling to process some of the things we've seen today. And I feel like there's more to come.
This is your BSL initiation. These are just the kind of games that happen, man. Nobody knows. It could be anything. I've just seen some of the strangest things in the world here. This is my thing, like, you know, Brood War's been out for, what, like 10 years or 20 years now, and I'm just like,
21.
How are new things still happening? It just boggles the mind.
Well, you mean like the new mechanic stuff you keep finding on Korean YouTubes and such, like the way you micro dropships, the one on the bottom goes quicker, stuff like that?
Oh yeah, what was it? What was the thing that you do so that you have? I remember watching a Firebat Hero video about instant acceleration. Oh yeah, that thing. It works for mutas too, I believe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's super sick because you get instant acceleration. You don't have to like speed up, which is huge for dropships. It's
I'm not even sure how to do it, to be honest. I don't because there was a new Vulture mine. Like a reliable way to get mines down quicker and to have the vultures move out or move away.
Oh yeah, because you cancel the animation essentially, or the lag.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how to do that as well.
Oh, I don't know either.
There's plenty of things that keep being figured out. Yeah.
Crazy. Like it wasn't until recently people figured out you could merge a High Templar with a hallucinated High Templar. Like, how do you figure that out 20 years later?
Yeah. Or the stack recall. That's another thing. You know,
yeah,
that's good
stuff.
I mean, that
we didn't even talk about the players that are coming up next, but it's Favorite versus Tech. This is our losers match, and that means that one of these players will be eliminated. And even though they have the same colors on their flags, they're not from the same place.
Yeah, we've got a Chilean player, we've got a Russian/German player living in Sweden, from what I've heard. We've got another PvP on our hands, so we're gonna have to wait and see if it ends as anticlimactically kind of as the first one did. But as you said, most PvPs actually end this way. One player has that extra Dragoon, moves in, out-micros their opponent, and that's how things can snowball very quickly in a mirror matchup.
That's how it goes. Well, let's get into match number 4 from our group number B. This is Favorite in the upper left-hand corner as the blue Protoss. Did you notice that reverse intro, mixing it up a little bit?
It kind of went over my head. I'm terribly sorry. I was getting ready for mine. I was
All right.
rehearsing it. I was rehearsing it in
for
my head. In the top right-hand corner of the map that is Parabon, we've got the orange Protoss representing Chile. His tech. Did I do all right?
Solid.
Okay.
Eventually you figure out that if you try hard every single intro, then no intro is special.
It wasn't fancy. I didn't go fancy, right?
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
did
yeah.
something.
So if you do an average intro for every player, then when you kill it, it's super special. See?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna write this down. This is good advice. This is good
This
advice.
is the caster metagame here. It's it's alive and well.
This is literally the first time actually casting Brood War and casting it in English, so I need some advice. Definitely cut me some slack rapid. I'm learning a lot here.
I was gonna say because you've cast StarCraft 2 before, Ziggy, right?
A bit, yeah, not too much. I've only got into it like this year.
But yeah, casting Brood War in English, this is like triple hard mode. So
Yeah, it's another level of layer of complexity that I have to contend with. But it's definitely easier than actually playing the game.
yeah, I would say that
level.
basically all things are easier. Like sculpting a human eye out of cardboard would be easier than playing Brood War.
Wrestling an alligator.
Yes, covered in jelly. That's what makes it hard. Anyway, the idea is.
Can I just go? I think that wrestling an alligator is difficult as it is. You don't need jelly. You don't need like extra.
Well, you got to make it as difficult as possible. You got to think of the most difficult thing. Like what is the most difficult thing in the world? StarCraft's still harder.
No,
Anyway,
it's the radio-controlled helicopter missions in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Sorry, get back to the game.
Anyway, this is StarCraft. Let's talk about it a little bit. For the most part, the games today have been, the games have been pretty even. Even our PvPs, but actually no, especially not our PvPs. But you're right, it is a 2-gate this time. And when you're going for a 2-gate, this means that you're trying to put on early zealot pressure and really punish your opponent for assuming that every game is meant to be played standard.
Yeah, we're going to see some swipey boys now coming across the map. The first one is now harassing the probe in the main base of the Chilean player.
I'm waiting. Yeah, I mean, probe on probe action is cool and everything, but I'll wait until this probe goes up here and sees 2 gateways. Surprise.
Right. Yeah, Tech has just confirmed his opponent's, Tech as well. There's a second, I was waiting to pull that one out of the bag. There's a second gateway going up in the base of Favorite here. He's got Dragoon range just starting now, so he's going to be ahead in terms of that particular upgrade, probably about 20-30 seconds. So there's a potential for a timing window to be opened here where he does have that extra range and his opponent doesn't. He finally manages to catch the probe. He put down a pylon to block its escape path. So he finally gets rid of that.
You're right. This is the most exciting thing we have to talk about so far.
Not much going on in this PvP.
Okay, so where are my 2 gates? All right, here we go. Finally kicking in. We're building the Dragoons. We're doing what Protosses do best. Unfortunately, because it was scouted, there's also 2 gates on the other side. So this is like the Protoss Cold War. It's like, well, if you build 2 gateways, I have to build 2 gateways. If you build a bunch of Dragoons, I have to build a bunch of Dragoons. And then someone builds a Nexus and either loses or wins because of it. So
in this current setup, we're going to have Favorite with 1 more Dragoon. Like, assuming they both keep producing Dragoons, then Favorite is going to have that 1 extra Dragoon. Do you want to have an extra Dragoon or 2 Zealots? Because I would go with the Zealots, to be perfectly honest. Because they make microing a bit more difficult, right? Like, if you had to pick
yeah, that's true.
2 Zealots over a Dragoon, I would probably go for the Zealots.
Yeah, I think Zealots are kind of the Billy Mays of StarCraft. You just set it and forget it. Like, you click on the unit, you say, Zealot, go attack that thing, and then you just hands off. Like, you just watch it work. Whereas Dragoons, like, you got to hands-on, you got to micro them. It's complicated. Sometimes they stutter step and don't shoot. It's like, ugh. But with Zealots, you just go. So I think, it's about skill versus inevitability.
So the range timing is about to get opened here. We've got 5 Dragoons on the side of Favorite. He's going to have that range finishing up just as I speak. There's 4 Dragoons on the other side. We're going to see if he actually manages to utilize that upgrade advantage here.
Oh,
Gets a
4
couple of good
versus 3.
shots.
I mean, range is good, but numbers are pretty good too.
Yeah.
So what's the play here? Who's going to tip the balance? It looks like a faster Robo from Favorite means that he's at least going to climb up the tech tree a little bit faster. And actually, Tech still doesn't have his Dragoon range, so...
It's about to
That's
finish,
actually...
probably like...
Yeah.
Oh, he loses a Dragoon.
Yeah, look at Favorite use this range advantage. Even though he doesn't have the numbers advantage, the range is still huge. So, really, really valuable.
Oh, he gets another one.
Yeah, and he loses 1 for 2, so that's still a good trade. Now 2 for...
3 for 1.
Is it 3 for 1? 3 for 2?
I'm
Oh, wow,
pretty-
gets another one. Ooh, Favorite.
Yeah, that's the timing window I was talking about. That it
And
could
now,
come into play.
I wonder if he's going to throw it on a Nexus behind this, because as soon as you snipe like 3-4 of your opponent's Dragoons, like you got to think, hey, it's time, because there's no advantage bigger. So in order of bigness of an advantage, there's winning the game and then getting a Nexus when your opponent can't, because it leads so often to winning the game. So right now, Favorite, complete control over his opponent's natural expansion. Either you try to just go in and win the game, and that's what Favorite's doing by building the support bay, or you just build the Nexus behind it.
I feel like going for the Nexus is the much safer play here because you've got a contain, and I don't know why you'd risk it with a Reaver, but that's his choice. He's now letting up on the contain. He's moving back across the map. Not 100% sure on this decision. Maybe he's expecting a shuttle from his opponent, but only if he knew how far ahead he is right now, he'd probably still have those Dragoons in the natural of his opponent. But he is going to go for that Nexus of his own, still making goons. Oh, no, actually, he's not making goons. He had to cut those to get that Nexus up as quickly as he did. But yeah, he's got the advantage in every single regard.
Man, I love...
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to say, I love that Favorite pulled back. Like, the worst players keep their opponents or their units on the opponent's side of the map, and they're just like, well, I have control of your natural. And then, of course, the opponent who's building up units to bust out, kills the units and counterattacks. Whereas now, Favorite just has all of his stuff and a Nexus. So, yeah.
But you've got a massive arc at the bottom of the ramp if you're containing, right? You're in a mirror matchup, so you both have access to the same units. So even if things suddenly tip in the other direction, you can still run away because your units are just as quick as your opponents. And if you have the advantage in terms of units, then you're probably not going to take such big losses so as to actually lose the game straight out. But as it is, Tech is going for... We're into special tactics territory. He's gone up to 4 bases. He's making Zealots, and he's probably getting... Yeah, he's getting Zealot speed here. And it's just about to get scouted. There's an observer in the base of Tech. So Favorite now knows that his opponent is indeed in special tactics territory. He's making 4 Zealots at a time, getting that speed for those units, and he's going to try and close the game out as quickly as possible. As soon as that upgrade finishes, we're going to see him move across the map and try and close the game out. Yeah. He actually snipes the observer there, but
that's big.
A bit too late. Well, it's a bit too late because Favorite already knows what's going on. But yeah, I agree. He probably wants to rebuild an observer now, and he doesn't want to waste time on his Robo. He's got 2 Reavers anyway, so.
Yep, for sure. Oh, okay, well, yeah, here we go. We're waiting for that Legacy upgrade to finish. I think it's got 10 seconds left on it, so any second now, and that's going to do it. Ooh, catching a couple of free Dragoons out here on the map could be good. Not able to pick off
not quite
any of them here. So, but yeah, Reavers are the holy grail of defensiveness, and a shield battery warping in just in the nick of time. I don't know, Tech. This is going to take a little bit of a miracle.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way for him to break it. I mean, there's a shuttle on the way. That's going to make these Reavers twice as effective. But he's going to try. There's literally no other option here. The Zealots are moving into the natural.
Look at those pylons. Oh,
it's better of that. Yeah, those pylons. Good point. They really mess up the AI.
Well, these Zealots can't do anything because they want to run straight at something. But otherwise, they're running past other units, and obviously you don't want to attack the units in the front. You want to get back in there, but sorry, can't do that. Yeah. So wow, Favorite heads back. He starts a Nexus. Tech heads back, starts a Nexus, and that is like a sure sign of defeat because like your opponent is mining at his natural, and you're trying to build a Nexus. I don't think so.
Yeah, but the thing is, do you actually want to move out as favorite here? Because, I mean, Zealots are still scary. He's got a defensive setup in his natural, so that's why, you know, Tech didn't choose to fight there. But if favorite was out on the map, I think, like, Tech could have pulled the trigger. So the question is, do you want to move out as favorite? What's the next play as favorite? Because we know that the ball is in the court of Tech, but you still need to think, you still need to plan ahead. Do you just build mass units, and move out at some point?
Yeah, I mean, for favorite, he could take the high ground base to the north or south, and that would be like, you know, pretty well defensible. He could, you know, tech switch and try to go into something else, but I think the best course of action is just macro. Like, just build infinity units because your opponent cannot do it. So he's got a 10 supply lead right now, 15 supply lead. It's going to be 20-25, and then like, what's your opponent going to do? I love that favorite's getting +1 in legs right now to say, look, like, I'll just have everything you have and more.
Yeah, that's a good way to approach this. But, you know, he's so far ahead that I don't think it really matters.
Nope.
We're going to have to wait and see what the micro is on both sides. Now, if the shuttle like somehow dies, you know, that's Tech's way back into this game. There's actually a Dark Templar in the army there. There's one observer on the side of favorite. The Reavers are now getting loaded out. Yep,
Reavers down, Scarabs coming out. Zealots do not stand a chance, but let's see this KP boy. How we doing in the back? Is he gonna kill a Reaver?
Swiping away.
He's gonna get a second Reaver here. 1, 2, and picks it up.
Oh, the observer was a little bit too far north, so that Dark Templar actually found a couple of good swipes.
And now it's dead.
Yeah, it's dead. But favorite, I mean, they traded out relatively evenly. They're both about 20 supply down.
Yeah, better than I thought for sure. If he can kill off this Reaver, he gets the second Reaver. He might actually even kill the shuttle with the last second Dragoon hit. But he's not going to target it down. Either way, it's low, so it's basically useless. Don't want to put anything inside there. And this is favorite. Winning not as hard as I thought he was going to, but still taking that fight down. Some of the Dragoons are in red health, so it's not actually that big of an advantage. And actually, Tech is going to hold on.
Push back. And one of the upgrades, I saw one of the players going for +1. Oh, it was favorite, so never mind. Because if it was Tech going for +1 attack, then I could still say maybe somehow see him coming back into this game, given how well he actually handled this attack, all things considered. But yeah, it certainly hurts to lose 2 Reavers, you know, one to a swipey boy. That shuttle is barely alive. It's barely being held together by some duct tape.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Some gaffer tape.
Dude, imagine.
Together.
You know what I learned? Like, it was literally like 2 months ago. That it's actually duct tape, like tape for ducts. I literally thought it was named after like duck was like the brand of tape or something.
Wow. Oh.
I was like, how have I gone like this long in my life and not known that? So that was my big realization. So for all of you guys that tell me to learn more about StarCraft, I'm like, I got my priorities, okay? First, I got to learn what some other things are first.
First, you're going to learn the basics of life. Tomorrow, you're going to learn how to tie your shoes.
Yeah, one step at a time.
Yeah, one step. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Well, hey, speaking of getting there, I mean, Tech is kind of getting there. Like, he's not getting there, that's for sure. My double negative for the day. They both have bases. They both got stuff. I mean, obviously, Favorite's going to have Storm, so that's a pretty big, Tech advantage.
And +1 attack.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got +2 spinning away as well.
Damn. Okay.
Well, this drop is going to decide Tech's fate for the foreseeable future. There's a shuttle going towards the natural, and there's a couple of Dragoons ready. And remember, that shuttle is bruised quite heavily. So it's only down to like 60 shields and 4 HP, and there's 4 quite valuable units there. Well, 3 and a Zealot.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, the storm drops are a huge equalizer, obviously. It's like, if you ever play like fastest maps, then obviously all you do is try to like build anything that deals area damage and kill your opponent's workers, because you one-shot infinity workers and then they lose the game. So,
he's moving in. No, he's turning back.
Here we go. Yeah, what are you gonna do with like a 10 HP shuttle? Like, get out of here.
Yeah, there's no chance to find any opening here. For Favorite, he's 15 supply up. He's going for a third. He's got that +1 attack that we were talking about. I believe he's going for Storm as well. Yeah, yeah. Oh, he actually has it. Sorry, I missed it somehow. Yeah, we had a Storm drop coming in. I'm sorry. Forget everything I said over the past 15 seconds.
Honestly, I think the biggest moment in this game was that DT sniping a Reaver from behind. That was crazy. Because if you win that fight with the same amount of stuff plus 1 Reaver, like, holy cow, that's insane. So that was actually really huge.
Yeah, but I mean, Favorite's army is still quite scary here. He's got those. He's got those storms loaded up into the shuttle. Got plenty of zealots, plenty of dragoons. Now, I'm pretty sure that Tech also has a couple of storms of his own. He's got Archons as well, going to help tank, going to help deal a bit of damage to those zealots of his opponent. So it's all about taking engagements here, but it still feels like that +1 attack, that might be the deciding factor here in any upcoming fight between those two.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a big deal. I mean, right now, at least for me, I'm just like, okay, hold on, Tech. You can do it. And Tech knows that he has to get up another like base eventually. But I think Favorite obviously knows exactly the same thing and is going to push towards the only reasonable option, which is not defensible at all. It's super low ground.
The drop, not the natural.
Here we go.
Drop in the natural. He's gonna go. He's gonna
sell it out. DT out. Where's the High Templar? Oh, okay, not. No. Oh, keep going, keep going. Oh, you got one more High Templar. Go the distance. Drop in the main. Oh, he was gonna try to get the. Oh, he's gonna go for the main. The pull. Oh, he gets it. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Got that.
8 kills. Gonna be better.
Yeah, that's my expert analysis on that. I wanted the God Storm. We didn't get it. Oh well. But I mean, we still got a decent amount of damage done, and honestly, any damage that Favorite is able to do is just getting him further ahead.
Yeah, but look at the timings on +2. +2 attack for Favorite is about to finish in like 10-15 seconds, whereas the +2 attack for his opponent has only just started, and he's down 1 base. I really don't see our Chilean player here winning this game. Although, let's have a look at the storms here, because Favorite has fewer than his opponent. That's true. So let's see. The High getting stuck on the right.
Oh, okay, yeah. So some good storms in the front. The storms continue. Wow, huge storms in the back as well. That's a lot of damage, but I don't know if that's enough. I mean, it's a narrow choke point, a good place for Tech to fight, but he's out of storms now, so...
No, it felt like a terrible fight for Tech. Like, his High Templar were stuck in front of his own zealots, and the Archons were stuck at the back. Like, the Archons did nothing in this fight. Literally nothing. And
I see what he's going for there, fighting at a choke point, but now what do? You
tap out.
I think you are correct.
Pretty much. I mean, Favorite 150 supply to 90 of Tech, +2 attack against just +1. Another massive storm on the remainder of the dragoons at the bottom there. A good storm in retaliation, but yeah, that's not gonna be enough. So
no, it will not. GG, Tech taps out. Favorite survives and lives to fight another day to advance on to our final game of the night.
To our final PvP.
Oh yeah, that's right. We just got quite a few PvPs here.
Didn't they actually play earlier today?
Did they? Oh, that's right.
I think they did.
Yeah.
They might have.
So
let me check. Let me double check.
Yeah, GosuDark versus Tech was our first series, and then it was Favorite versus Ultra.
Oh, against Tech. There's too many processes to keep track of.
Yeah. Okay. I know. I don't blame you. It's like, well, all Protoss players look the same to me. I mean, because aside from the color of their units, because they are. But the idea is
that's how mirror matchups work. Everything looks the same.
Except for the colors. Unless you play orange Protoss versus yellow Protoss on a desert tile set. And then just good luck. Have fun with that one.
Yeah, I've heard that complaint. I know where you're coming from.
So, we are ready for our final game of the night. The winner of this game moves on. The loser is out of the BSL for this season. It's Favorite versus GosuDark. And so for GosuDark, obviously he had like kind of a cool DT win in the first time he played that ended the game almost immediately. For Favorite, it does seem like he's willing to do that, but he seems a little bit like not quite as like super ultra aggressive as GosuDark. So I don't know what to expect, but I hope that Favorite does well and that GosuDark doesn't die instantly.
Yeah, it feels like PvP is the matchup where you need to read your opponent as best as you can, because like this is the most important quality, being able to actually read your opponent without having access to information. And this is something that is literally beyond me, because the only players who manage to do this consistently are Rain and Biso. And that's why, like, even watching PvP feels like masochism, because I can't understand what is going on. But yeah, I mean, it feels like, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. GosuDark seemed to have a decent read on his opponent in the first game. We didn't see Favorite actually go up against GosuDark in this group, which is something that I was led to believe, or I actually led myself to believe was the opening game, but it wasn't the case. Now, he did play a decent PvP here in Power Bond against Tech. I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Literally, it's about how well you read your opponent in the opening, in the opening stages of the game. That's at least how I perceive PvP. And what's important here, because it's not like ZVZ where you, I don't know, out micro your opponent with your lings, or TVT where you outsmart your opponent in how you position yourself. It's literally about choosing the right build. You get the wrong build, you lose the game. That's how PvP feels in most cases.
All right, well, I am joining the game here. Sorry, I was like, for some reason, I was just like, well, I'll be invited. And I was like, wait, no, that's StarCraft 2. Never mind. All right.
That's the wrong game, yeah. We don't mention that name here.
We'll have the technology soon, I promise. Anyway, I'm ready to go, and you're ready to go, and hopefully the fans are ready to go, because, I guess if you weren't ready, we'd still go anyway. So get ready, because here we go. It's our final game of the night. We've kicked off BSL Season 7, and now we have to end our first day. It's a little bit bittersweet, but I'm excited that we get to end it with a PvP. I don't know about that, but it's a PvP.
Yeah, you better check yourself.
So here we go. Our last game in this 12 o'clock location in the yellow Protoss colors. This is GosuDark.
And his opponent in the top center at 12 o'clock on Silphit, we've got Favorite, representing 3 countries.
Yeah,
apparently.
he's a citizen of the world, okay.
Does he have a citizen of the world passport?
Dude, if I could get one of those. So you know the Brood War map, Shin Peaks of Baekdu, right?
Yeah.
So the actual peaks of Baekdu are on the border between North Korea and China.
Yeah.
Now, I want to climb the Shin Peaks of Baekdu so bad, and you can do it from the Chinese side, but it doesn't have all the cultural, because it's like the holy mountain of Korea, and it's so sick, it's so epic. There's so much history there, and I can't do it. So give me that Citizen of the World pass so I can go up there and climb a StarCraft map. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, soapbox done. We the actual map we're playing on is Silphit, so it is a 3-player map, and I think we've seen it maybe once or twice today.
We did see it once, I think, in that Nyoken against Seriosity game,
right?
Where the Protoss player actually managed to pull a sneaky one on his opponent. Really well played there by Seriosity. I definitely wasn't expecting that kind of result. We're going to have to wait and see if this one is an upset as well. Do you have any favorites here? Because I think we've both stated that we don't necessarily know these players or aren't as familiar with them as we might have been with the players in the first group.
It's kind of a clash of play styles, right? Like they've both gone DT builds that worked out pretty well. GosuDark's DT build just won the game, whereas Favorite's got him a crippling advantage. So for GosuDark, if he wants to go for something aggressive, that's cool. But what could actually happen is both players go for DT builds. And that would actually be really interesting, because it's so cool to see what happens when you both have god units against each other. It's like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object.
Well, GosuDark is actually going for a 2-gate, so exactly the build that Tech was going for, and exactly the build that Favorite stopped in its tracks without any hassle there. Now he's going in the wrong direction, so he's not going to be able to spot that first zealot coming across the map. He's going to reach his base at about the same time he actually. Oh, never mind. He's not moving across the map with the first zealot. But yeah, he could have probably sent it across the map. But he probably wants to pull them, right?
Right.
Wants to have like 3, and there's only 1 on the other side.
Well,
But it looks
yeah,
like
it all
Favorite is
depends on.
skipping. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it all depends on if you get scouted. Like obviously, the last time we saw a 2-gate in a PvP, it was scouted almost instantly. So then you know your opponent's gonna have a second gate. You're gonna be basically on unit parity, so there's not really a big point to pooling them. But now, yeah, they are pooled, and you're just sending the first zealot forward as sort of like the pre-scout. Obviously, the probes in their scouting too. But then the 2 behind it are sort of the gut punch. It's like, oh wow, you've got more stuff than I do.
Yeah, I don't. He's not gonna have enough to beat those 3 zealots there. Riddle me this, Mr. Rappy. Who wins? 3 zealots or a single dragoon?
You might want to think up some harder questions there. I'm gonna say the 3 zealots. Well, see, here's the thing: the dragoon technically wins, indefinitely, but it requires a lot of time because zealots have infinite health points and don't take damage, especially against dragoons. I love the pylon wall. This is actually so. Oh, I thought it was a wall. Wait, you can just walk between it. Never mind. I don't love that at all.
Yeah.
So do you go after probes? Or do you go after the pylon? Probably not the pylon, right?
What do you want to do? Yeah, you probably want to go after the probes. I mean, obviously, because there's another pylon there anyway. Oh, he could actually unpower the shield battery, but I don't think he has sufficient DPS. So yeah, he just wants to go up against the probes and the dragoons. But it feels like Favorite has actually managed the crisis relatively well. He hasn't actually lost any dragoons. He's killed the first zealot. I don't think he's actually lost any probes. Oh, he lost one.
Wow.
He lost 1.
He's pulling his probes back perfectly. Okay, he did lose. 2. Yeah, another 2, 3, 4, but whatever. The zealots are taken care of. I mean, there's 1 left, but whatever. Is he gonna snipe a probe with that 1 zealot? Yeah, he got it. Nice. He's gonna get a second one. 2. Hey, boom goes the dynamite. So that's actually not that bad. That's like 5 probes, 6 probes.
Well, yeah, but Favorite now has Dragoon range, and his opponent hasn't even started it. He's going for DTs now, so the follow-up might actually win this game. But he's going to have to hold on against those Dragoon. Favorite's not actually moving across the map.
Yeah, he is now. He just took a little bit of a hiccup there. So that's a rough one. Yeah, yellow versus orange is bad, but white versus orange is pretty bad. Or white versus yellow is pretty hard to tell the units apart. So I'm having some troubles with that, especially on the minimap. So, at least from what I can tell, I believe this is going to be a pretty strong game here for Favorite. 3 versus 2 Dragoons is great, but obviously you got to micro against those zealots.
Well, yeah, but there's DTs on the way. The Templar Archive is just about to finish, and there's literally no detection on the side of Favorite. He's not even going for a robo. He doesn't have the money.
Oh wow, so he's not going for a robo. How do you not go for a robo in this position? I mean,
you lose because you lost 5 probes.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, okay.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it doesn't matter that
there's no justice in this world. Because like the guy who like tries the early aggression and then like doesn't. I guess he did get a decent amount of damage with it. Anyway, all right. So there's
a zealot in the main base of Favorite. It's actually killing probes. 3 more going down.
Wait, no way he killed 3 probes with that zealot. Oh my god, yeah, he did. Holy, all right, what a god. Well, this is so sick because GosuDark biding his time. GosuDark is the nerd in high school, and Favorite is the Chad. So
can he actually get a forge in time? Because there's
maybe. Okay, he's instantly building. So my point is that like right now, it's the Chad's time to shine. But sooner or later, we graduate, and it's no longer good enough to just be the football quarterback. Like you got to get a real job. And I'm just saying, my man GosuDark's prospects look pretty bright.
Yeah, I mean he's lost quite a lot of probes.
Oh yeah, he has actually.
But yeah, I don't think there's going to be a cannon up in time. Yeah, it's just finished.
I mean, it's only 1 DT, right? And he's gonna kill the Dragoon first. Can he kill this cannon in time? I mean, he's building 2 of them. Cannons. Yeah.
And it's not going to be that easy to actually move from one to the other. He's blocking the 1 cannon on the left. Nice pro micro. He's going to lose a couple, but obviously it's worth it. This cannon is your win condition, or at least your I don't lose condition in this particular situation. It's going to get focused down, but the other one is about halfway done. He needs to block that. Oh, he does that perfectly with the pylon.
Yeah, wow, that was
done.
Perfect timing. All right, so executed correctly, the game continues. But
There's two
just having a
dragoons in the main base of GosuDark killing probes.
oh,
I think Favorite has won.
Yeah, I think Favorite actually did. So, like, in theory, the DTs can kill everything that's not in range of the cannons, which is quite a bit. Wait, can he? Is that Nexus? Yeah, the Nexus is out of range, so he can actually kill the Nexus. What?
Oh, but he's oh yeah, he's gonna be able to do that just in time.
Yeah, he has a DT back in his base. Defending.
Oh wow. This is a great time on both sides. Wow.
Oh, don't, kill the, this is so crazy. I love this game. Give me more PvPs, man.
No, please, don't. Seriously. This is painful.
Sorry, so I'm pretty sure GosuDark wins now, right?
Yeah, he's got how many probes does he have? He's got he's got 72 minerals. Yeah, he wins.
So, yeah.
No.
I love it. I love it. Can't get enough of the Protoss race on my screen. Ooh.
Oh.
I mean, okay, so how do you do this? I guess you attack with your probes, right?
But they're still gonna. You don't win here. You don't win.
Right.
Favorite.
Yeah, there's just no way to win.
There's literally nothing you can do here.
All right. Yes, the pinnacle. Oh man, you might not like it, but this is what
big StarCraft looks like.
Gameplay looks like.
Oh yeah.
Run, probes, run!
Those probes are not even getting in. There's a Zealot.
Oh, they can't go in.
There's a DT.
Blocking them. Oh, I love it. And this
no
GosuDark to the round of 16 in the BSL.
That didn't just happen.
Ah, the sweet caress of good gameplay on my skin.
What
so
a way
beautiful.
to finish off a day of BSL broadcast. Jesus Christ.
So I hope
to watch.
your initiation for BSL. It's like, back in the day we used to take freshmen out and beat them up to initiate them, right? No. Now we just make them watch this BSL
Okay.
season. That's like torture enough. What on earth?
Is that how you get into a StarCraft fraternity then?
What an oxymoron. Yeah, then you get to be like the StarCraft Chads. Whew, just what you always wanted. Wow. What a game of days. What a day of games. It's been incredible. I couldn't have asked for a better, more interesting, dynamic way to kick off Season 7 of BSL. The Bombastic Star League is back, and it's better than ever. And in part because of you guys. Thanks to everybody for coming out and watching. And a huge thanks to Ziggy for coming in clutch and casting so that Nyokin could play his games.
I'm well chuffed I've been invited. Really big thanks to Zero for giving me this chance. As I said, this was the first time I actually got to cast Breed War and do it in English. So I hope you guys cut me some slack, and hopefully we'll get to see each other in the future at some point. Rapid, it was a pleasure, the first time getting to cast with you as well. Really pleased to make acquaintance with you as well. So
my honor.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was fun. Have fun casting the BSL tomorrow because it's coming back as well at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You're going to be casting that with Nyokin.
Can't get enough. So Goranich and Terror advance out of Group A, and then Ultra and GosuDark advance out of Group B. Tomorrow we'll be advancing 4 more players out of 2 more groups to the round of 16. So if you liked today, make sure to come back tomorrow because it's getting even better. So wow, what a day of games. I've said it once, I'll say it again, and then probably again. So this is just such a sick way to start it out. I love the new production value. A big thanks to Zero, who's been doing all of the crazy production from behind the scenes, and of course to everybody who also helps out behind the scenes, like guys like Fox and Hatchet and Fuji and like everybody else out there. There's a lot more than just us and our giant talking faces on screen. So it's just so cool to see how big and awesome the BSL has become. So if you guys feel like supporting the BSL, you can do that by following the stream right up above, following on Twitter at Bombastic Star. You can follow on Facebook or I guess it's liking on Facebook. Is that what we do over there? At facebook.com/Bombastic Star League. And there's one more. Patreon.com/Bombastic. if you want to donate there or by subscribing or donating on stream. It's all appreciated and all goes to make the BSL an even more amazing tournament. Also, a big shout out to Blizzard Entertainment and a sponsored BSL for $1,000 prize pool. Absolutely incredible and amazing to see so much support from Brood War from all of them and from all of you. And so from all of us, thank you very much for watching day number 1 of BSL Season 7. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for Groups C and D.
Bye!